All right. So the goal tonight is just to give you guys the steps that you can take to build your credit business fast. And this is basically the best process that I believe for you to start getting sales in your credit business and just start putting some money in your pocket. I know this time of year is always like a drag because people are always waiting on their tax returns and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So you want to just be as sharp as possible while you're running through this for the next couple of weeks. So the number one thing is always going to be value content. The other day, Key had a class for our school community, and basically everything comes back down to the content because at the end of the day, you can actually sell people through your content. So by the time they get to you on the phone, they should have their credit card in their hand. And it's possible for each and every single one of you. I know because I didn't talk to none of y'all before you joined the credit influencer. Over like I didn't have to talk to you on the phone. Dominique didn't talk to you on the phone. So that means that you definitely can close people when you talk to them over the phone. Your content just has to be um it has to sell them before you get on the call. I'm not getting on the call to sell nobody nothing. Like it's like, oh, you haven't checked out my stuff. Let me just send you the link to everything and then I'll talk to you in a couple weeks. And people are going to sell themselves. So again, also, where's your audience at? Uh, I always go back and show like me and Dom, we didn't start on Instagram doing this short form content. We started doing long form content first. So if you go back to our YouTube, all of our first videos are like 15, 30 minutes long of us just sitting there talking about credit, breaking it down from A to Z as far as, the fundamentals. What should you do if you have negative items on your credit report? We wouldn't go through the whole credit repair process because that takes forever. Um, but just showing them that, hey, these types of accounts are what's going to stop you from being able to get what you want. And the person already desires to get whatever it is that they want. So you don't have to sell them on that. You just have to show them that you have a solution. They probably tried other solutions, like your DIY course or your credit repair service. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be the first one that they pay for. They're already paying other people for what you are offering. So when a person becomes a lead on your credit repair website, that means that they're interested in learning more about whatever it is that you have. So you know that site or the funnel page that says like click below to book a free consultation. The moment that they give you their name, their email, and their phone number, they're interested in whatever it is that you have to offer. So when I first started in credit repair, the moment somebody put their name and their email in there and their phone number, I just called them. Like you already on my site, you interested in something. What's going on? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Do you need this work, right? So get them to fill out the pre-consultation survey is very important. Anytime you see somebody book a call with you and you notice that they didn't fill out the survey or they filled it out half-ass, call them. Just hit the button inside of the funnel and just call them and say, hey, I'm trying to help you out here, but you're not helping me to help you out. So I can walk you through it, whatever it is, whatever you need to do. And people actually appreciate that because they think everybody's robots out here. They're not getting that personal touch. And that's something that me and Dom definitely emphasized when we first got started. So when you get all of the information that is, required as far as their social, their credit monitoring login information, you want to go ahead and log in and do a free analysis with them via Loom. So I know a lot of people get consultations and they get like the runaround over the phone, talking to all these people, telling their backstory. One way to help to eliminate that is to let the people know that this isn't a free consultation, it's a free analysis. I don't actually need to talk to you over the phone to analyze your credit report. Your credit report's going to tell me everything that like about you. And tell me where you work, where you live, how you pay your bills, what kind of car, you can see where people get their cars, all types of shit. Do you rent? Do you have a mortgage? All of those things you can see through an analysis. So, I always did my analysis via Loom and I would just send it over to them. If anybody is unsure of how to use Loom, please say something in the chat. Actually, Jem or Rose, can you guys like just quick YouTube a video of how to utilize Loom and make sure it's in the chat for everyone? It's really simple. But what I've realized over doing this for a really long time and coaching people, some people simply do not understand how to record their screen. And if you don't understand how to record your screen, yeah, you just need to speak up and say something. Like, I'm not gonna say that you're dumb or make you feel dumb. Like, I've been recording my screen for years. So I realized like a lot of people don't.
I was gonna say I just put Jem put a video in there too, but Loom has a Loom on how to use Loom, so I put it in there. It talks about getting started.
Okay, cool. So Loom is very powerful. I've closed people in the DMs using Loom. They're like, "Yo, how to tell me about this program." And if I had free time, I would go to the program sales page probably and be like, "Yo, everything that's in it is right here, but let me just break it down for you a little bit more, maybe even show them the inside and things like that." Like maybe someone's like, "Hey, I have collections on my credit report. Can you definitely help me with that?" Well, maybe I would Loom the results of recent people that I've helped to remove collections and send it over to them. Hey, absolutely. You know, send it over to them. So Loom is very powerful, especially the fact that it has your face in the corner. If you utilize that, definitely helps. Um, so yeah, when I'm looming, I'm gonna read their credit report for them as though they were one of my friends. I'm gonna educate them as far as like what they're doing good, what they're doing bad, of course. And like so like let's say I'm looking at their credit report, they have collections, charge-offs, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay, all these clearly have to go. But some of the things that you can do on your end, I'm seeing that this Capital One card here, you have 60% utilization. If you didn't know, utilization is 30% of your credit score. So if you were just to pay down that, not even pay me, just pay down that, you're gonna see improvement on your score. They're like, oh damn, I have to go with them. Like I have to go with them. They're giving me all of these gems. Hey, look, you can even get a self lender account. If you rent right now, you can report your rent at Rental Karma. They're like, damn, you're giving me all of this information through an analysis. Why would I not sign up with you if that's my desire to sign up for credit repair? Like the credit isn't going to repair itself. So also, in that loom, I would also let them know the price of my service. And this is why I always went with a flat service fee because like I didn't want to have to think about that. So I was either doing 500, 1,000, or 15. Um, Once I was done that loom, I would send it back to that potential customer about 20 minutes before the phone call. So if I knew that my call with them was at 3:30, I would send it to them at like 3:10 because I know that the video, the analysis from my experience, they usually took me about 19 minutes, anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes, right? So that analysis would look like I'm looking at their credit report in Identity IQ. I only accepted people that were using Identity IQ to make it simple for myself. And then I would go over to Credit Repair Cloud. I know a lot of you guys are using like Dispute Fox, Dispute Panda, but I'm sure inside of them they have a thing where they give like a generic credit analysis as well. So I would read that analysis to them as well, and then hit the little button where it emails it to them, and I would send it to them. So 20 minutes before the call, they're gonna review it. You're gonna get a notification the moment they start reviewing it, so you know in your head how long the video is. So if the video is 20 minutes long, in 20 minutes they're probably gonna be done if they didn't get distracted. They might have fast forward, whatever, and they're going to basically let you know if they want to sign up right then and there. They're going to be like, "Oh, it's too much," or "You watched the video and you ain't hit me back. Why would I call you? Like, why would I even call you?" So most of the time, they're going to let you know once you send them that Loom video what they want to do. And typically, the next part is when you're just hopping on the phone, you're just answering any objections that they have. Like when I hop on the phone, I'm like, "Yo, man, you ready to get started? Let me any questions you got before you get started?" I'm not leaving space for them to tell me about how their mom used their credit card. Like, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. We already did the analysis. Doesn't matter who did it. um, and objections. Anybody got objections that you guys get all the time or anything like that that I could maybe help you to overcome? And if you have them, you can drop them in the chat or whatever, and we can come back to them. Kamisha. Sure, you have objections?
The only main objection that I kind of get there, they'll say, okay, I can sign up next week. And I'm like, okay, why next week? What's holding you back from getting started now? They're
Hmm.
like, oh, I don't have the funds right now. I have to wait till payday.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I get stuck. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I can follow up with you on Friday when you get paid, which I do, but it's
Hmm.
like, oh, come up with another excuse. So that's the only hiccup. But other than that, like so when I talk to some people, they're already ready because I feel like you should be ready if you know what be
Yeah,
coming on this call. But yeah, that's just me.
right. And that's gonna happen. That's like the territory that we're in. Like when you're dealing with people with credit, a lot of them don't have the funds. Some of them don't. I will ask, are you utilizing the follow-up campaigns inside of your system?
I'm just getting started, so I'm
She's
waiting
just moving over.
for,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay,
I'm
okay.
just
Well,
waiting for the
yeah.
transfer.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah.
Thank
We're
So
you.
I
waiting
would
for
definitely,
her. We're waiting for the other agency to approve the transfer, and then she'll
got
be
it.
moved.
Okay, so
Um,
definitely utilize the follow-up campaign part
mhm.
of the system, and you just have to stay on top of their minds. Go ahead, Dom.
I was gonna say too, something else that you can do is say like, no problem. Well, here's what I can do. Since you say you're gonna get started next Friday, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna send you an invoice. If you can give me your email, like confirm the email and everything, I'm gonna send you an invoice. This price is only good until next Friday. After that, the price, is going up. So I'm gonna send you an invoice now, and then you're sending them an invoice so they have it. So it's like if you get paid early or if you find the money before then and you want to pay early, you can go ahead and lock in. But
Right,
like
right.
that's a little bit of urgency, but it's also like you're then saying like I'm a real business and I'm sending you an invoice. So whether or not you decide to pay it when it's due, that's on you,
I
you
like
know.
that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you do it in QuickBooks, you can send a reminder through QuickBooks. It's with just a click of a button. It's really easy. Because I used to do that for people. Like, I have a girl that I'm actually friends with, and every time I send her an invoice, she waits like 2 weeks to pay it. So, like, instead of me doing the awkward texting my friend, like, hey, are you going to pay me? I just send a little reminder through QuickBooks so I don't have to, like, have that awkward conversation.
All right. See, on that call, I'm just answering objections. I'm not wasting time. Make sure, if you guys are in the Credit Influencer Academy, so I do have a video that shows my first sales call and then like one of my last sales calls, and it was literally like night and day. Like I was on the phone, the lady was telling me everything, pulling me all over the place, and then at the end, like later, months later, I was just hop on the phone and just get the money, like just close. And I believe everybody can get there. Obviously, sales takes a little bit of training, but I feel like most of the sales is done beforehand. When they see that you're running a, straight business, they're like, okay, I can trust this person. So once the person was like, yeah, I'm ready to sign up, like Dominic said, we would send them an invoice. You can send them an invoice with QuickBooks. You can send them an invoice with anything. It's just they're your taxes. They're not our taxes, right? So you can send people an invoice with anything. We use QuickBooks. Before Dom used to get on me, I would use Stripe. Should I've even taken a Cash App before it was like really frowned upon. And you just move the money to your business bank account. And yeah, like Dom said with the invoicing on QuickBooks, I like the fact that you can remind them. And I do like that. Like you have to set urgency. Like if somebody tells you that they're gonna sign up late someday or whatever, you can let them know that the price you're giving is only for today. Like I'm doing this for today. And anytime after that, price going up, or like Dom said, you can just set a specific date and just go like that. Once they have paid the invoice, I would then manually enroll them into my credit repair software, which I was using Credit Repair Cloud. So because I did the analysis with them already inside of my credit repair software, all I had to do was go in there and flip them from a lead to a client inside of the software. Not the Consult Me Please software, but the credit repair dispute software. I would put them as a client, and then I would assign them to my dispute manager. They would send over all of the documents. I also had to send an email to get their social security card because it doesn't ask them for that. But once I got all that, I'm out the picture really. Like I'm out the picture until next 30 to 45 days. So assign them to your dispute manager inside of whatever software you're using. Don't forget to retrieve their SSN card for the dispute manager because they'll need that. Follow up with the clients after the credit report refreshes. Like, don't let them get into the habit of thinking that you're giving them updates whenever they hit you up. You have to let them know, like, the way our company operates, for it to operate right and me to have my head on straight, I need to have it set in a schedule where 30 to 45 days from today, I'm going to be contacting you to give you an update. So that gives you even a buffer of 15 days to get the shit over to your dispute manager. If you
Mikhail
remove,
always Mikhail always needed that buffer.
so I'm giving y'all that buffer, real rap. So maybe what I did was I would carve out like 2 days out of my week, and I would just lock myself in my office, and I would just send over all of the updates for my clients. So I would do them in bulk. Like I wouldn't do it like, oh, today I gotta update this person tomorrow. No, like Tuesday and Thursday, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna knock these out, or Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm done. And that's how we operated. Shit. I don't need to show y'all these again. Um, yeah, so I guess that's it. I think I'm ready for the Q&A section. All the rest of this is, I don't even know why I had all this. How did I do this class?
Tiffany asked if we could show her how to set up Zoom for her consultations. So, are you looking to do like you just need the basics, like you've never used Zoom before? Just let me know, like if you just need the basics.
I've used Zoom like to attend these classes, but I've never set up
Used it
meetings.
yourself. All
Yes,
right,
like if some in my system someone books a consultation, like how do I get them to the Zoom and how do I make the Zoom thing?
got it. All right, so Jem, is Jem still on here? I think she is. Or you know what? She might. Oh, she is. Jem, can you do me a favor? Can you do a video on that for Tiffany, like a walkthrough? Because since we're on Zoom, I can't like show you how to set it up since we're
Oh,
like actually on our Zoom.
Hmm.
yeah, and how I would add it to my system. So what it says, okay, your appointment time is when and where, but how do I add that
I
Zoom
Yep.
got
link?
you.
So
I'm
Mikhail
not gonna
covered.
touch anything, Tiffany. I'm not
Okay.
gonna touch anything. But so okay.
There's no hitting any delete or
All right.
backspace.
I have to share my well, I'm not gonna share my screen or well shit.
Yeah, I was
I don't
gonna say
even
share your
care.
screen like to show her how to put in the text or whatever.
All right, cool. Uh let's see if I have a credit repair business one in here.
I want to live. Oh my god.
Influencer.
You can go online. I trust you.
Wait, want me going yours? I forget what's the
Yeah.
name.
Credit
Credit
fix.
Fix. Credit Fix. I love that name.
I'm
Actually
actually just
might be under.
recovering from COVID, so I kind of got lost. I started watching the videos again in the Credit Influence Academy because
Yeah,
after
I
this COVID
mean,
thing, I kind of lost my way. Like, what was I
anybody in
doing?
the chat, run like a marketing agency where they do funnels and shit like that? If you do, just let Tiffany know how much of a bag it is. Once she actually masters it, like what you're doing, you're learning a super high income skill set. So just give yourself some patience and you'll figure it out because if you want to, you will.
Mm,
Um, so in the workflow section of automation, credit repair business funnel, right? When someone books
mm.
a call with you, appointment reminders booked a call. What you have to do is come in here. When you create the Zoom link, you have to come in here and you have to update these emails and texts. So it says your appointment is set for blah, 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 blah. And then you would come down here and put, here is the Zoom link. And then you have to put the link in there.
Okay.
On every one, you will go down and put it on every one. And it's not that many, it's like four.
I'm sorry, Mikhail. So I wasn't listening. Were you telling her to do like the reoccurring, or were you telling her to do like her meeting room? So it's the
Yeah,
same
so I
link
would
for
set up a
every meeting.
reoccurring meeting, right now.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I'll set
Yeah,
up a
that's what I would.
reoccurring Zoom meeting, and Jem's gonna send you the video on how to get that. Once you have that link, that's what you're gonna want to do. Just come down to each one of these texts, in emails and make sure, hey, here's the Zoom link, and put that Zoom link in every one.
Okay.
All right, cool. Now let me get out of credit fix, y'all. Let me get out. I'm getting all the way out.
Hey, Mikhail,
Yeah.
she can do it through her calendar too. She just gotta connect her Zoom account, and then every time somebody book a spot, it'll just get them their own personalized link.
Oh,
Mhm.
you're saying up
Yeah,
in
that's the other way you can do it.
okay. So
So
like
you
he said, let me share, let me show you. I'll go and share again. So calendar, I'll go into credit fix just to kind of give you guys an example. Calendar
Yeah,
setting.
Tamika, I'll have Jem post it in the credit influencer as well.
So it's most likely going to be your credit repair appointment calendar. You would just come into edit.
Yo, wasn't
So,
call it ready yet?
is that somebody asking a question or interrupting rudely? I'm just joking. Yo, tell me where it is. Oh, meeting location. So you would take and put your Zoom link in here.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do when people oh, so when people schedule it, they'll see it right there on that page? Or how does that
It,
work?
it gets sent to them, like
Okay,
in their
perfect.
appointment. That's how it's supposed to work. But I would test it first. But you
Yeah,
do
they
have
get
to.
their own link, and then once you set up the text messages, you just set it up for them to get texted meeting location, and then it's
Mhm.
gonna text them their individualized Zoom link.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to add Zoom in. It's been a while since I've done it. I think it's under like
Yeah,
company,
that's two ways of
like
doing it.
under it's like under business profile or something. I don't remember. Don't
It
click
is
there.
under the settings. I'm not going to our settings though, but
Yeah.
under business information is there, but it is under the business settings.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
But yeah, that's two ways of doing it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get
Nah, your
off.
way easier though. I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah, it
The
just takes like a couple
the
minutes.
reoccurring meeting and like the whole thing with it, right? Because like some people are like, I don't want to do a reoccurring meeting, but it's like, well, as long as you have like a wait room set, you're cool because nobody can come in without you approving them coming in, you know? And then like we do reoccurring meetings for like all of our like mentorships and stuff. Like we just send the mentees like each an individual link and we have it reoccurring and it's great because like it just is always set and like nobody's ever like, where's the Zoom link? What's the Zoom link? You know, the only reason I think for a credit influencer, we set a different one every time because, you know, people come and go and tap in, tap out. All right.
Right.
Speaking of, I got to tap out because I have to go do my other kickoff call. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
All right. Um, yeah, so I guess anybody else have questions and shit like that? Um, no questions. Okay. Going once.
Are we getting to that content class? I was in and out.
Uh,
My bad. My bad.
no, you're good. Yeah, the content class link I think is in the chat or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
not. Am I gonna be in that? I might pop in that. I might pop in that. I ain't got nothing going on. I'm really chilling right now. Um, oh yeah, so if anybody needs help like with their funnels or whatever, like we're still offering done for you. It is 1,500 right now. 50% off Black Friday. Or not Black Friday, Black History Month. You know what it is. And yeah, that's really it. I ain't really doing too much. Nobody has any questions. I'm about to hop off then. Y'all are good?
Hey, hey, Mikhail, I have a quick question, but
Sure.
it has nothing to do with credit. So,
Okay.
in regards to like setting up in regards to setting up a mentorship,
Uh-huh.
is it in a sense easier to do like a large ticket and maybe say like, cause I was thinking for mine, I would probably charge like 5K and then for a year, and then after that year, they just pay like $97 a month. But I'm in real estate, so you know you can make 100 grand off a deal. But then on top of that, like because I'm more teacher type, and I really want to teach them to stand on their own 2 feet. That's why I'm doing it for a year, and then after that, the subscription is really for like if they just like me, just want to keep paying me, I'm just charging 97. But then at the same time, like what like for a high ticket item like that, what's the appropriate amount of time should you meet where it's like it's worth the money? Because once a month won't kick it, but then if I have to commit to every week for the next 52 weeks, that's a lot for me.
Right. I guess so. Your question again. Can you ask me that one more time? Like the
Oh,
question?
so for high ticket mentorship, what is the appropriate amount of time, amount of time to meet up with them on
Yeah.
Zoom to where it's actually worth the money that you're charging?
I would say like so right now we do one that's 12 weeks and we meet every week. And what I'm realizing is that everybody doesn't need to meet every week. Some people just need to meet every other week. I don't really know the answer to that question, to be honest, because I feel like whenever you're creating something, it's really just going back and figuring out how you serving that person that's gonna pay. Like how can you
Yeah,
serve them on the highest level? So when you think about how you're serving them on the highest level, it's like, damn, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. So it's like the 5K might be too cheap for the year. The 5K might be too cheap. Shit. Like you said, they could make 100K off of a deal. It is just like you have to be comfortable with understanding that everybody isn't going to understand that this mentorship is 20K or 30K. And they can pay it in pieces if they need to. Like they can pay it in pieces, but I don't really know the answer to that question as far as like how long it needs to be. Because it's like how long are you willing to commit? But like I personally like to do everything like 3 months so that I can have my year in the quarters. So like let's say in the beginning of this month, like or this year, we're doing a lot of stuff on content and how to, produce content that sells. And then the second, third or second, fourth of the year, I can be focused on funnels and just funnel building. And the third, I could be focused on community building and teaching people how to build communities and shit like that. So I would break it up into like 12 weeks at the most so that and then they can continue like they can continue
yeah,
and join and keep going for the year, but you want to be able to give yourself that break if it's something that you don't like doing, because one thing you definitely don't want to do is commit forever with or for a long time, and then whatever they paid you they feel as though like they're indebted to you or you're indebted to them, when in reality it's not that. It's just coaching, bro. It's just coaching.
yeah, yeah. I just think of it in a perspective of like because I do not I want to be very picky about who I have in my mentorship because for one I'm just picky who I do business with because if you're gonna bug me you could keep your 5K, to be honest. I don't want it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like I was thinking to like weed people out is to have them do a full application. I review it and then they have to do an interview process before they can actually work with me because I know like I literally hold people hand for those that I actually mentor with. At the same time, like I wanted to stay with them long enough so they could get under their first deal and start and finish a rehab, because once they finish their first deal, they know the process. They can just move on. That first deal is always the hardest.
Okay. Yeah. I would just map it out like all the things that are going to be inside for the person and then come up with your price. And I wouldn't, like somebody else said in the chat, 6 months, 5K, no more than 6 months. And that is too long. I paid 5K for 7 weeks. Wow. Yeah. 7 weeks. I
Mm.
mean, the people have the information. It's like hand holding is very, very hard because you have to think
It
about like
is.
when you're hand holding somebody, that means you're not focused on your business. And I mean, the information is already there for them. People just sometimes need the execution, like you show up and you just execute on whatever it is. But after that, it's like there's nothing more. Like either you're gonna do it or you're not.
Yeah, yeah. But that's part of the reason why I wanted to weed them out by doing the application and the interview because I need them to already have their credit repaired. Like I need them to be ready for business funding if they don't already have it, and then actually put offers and deals and get stuff moving. Like I like if you're still in that credit repair process, it's not for you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Got to go through the credit repair process.
Right. So okay, I'm gonna keep thinking about it some more. I'm thinking bi-weekly. I would have to say 6 months just because to get under the deal and finish a rehab, it would take about like realistically understanding real estate would be like 6 months max to for start and finish.
I think that's smart. Like as long as you're thinking it out, I think it's good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. So let me see here. Let me check the participants in here. So you guys are good? No questions. Everybody knows how to record Loom, do their consultations and everything. You're good? Funnels are all clicking.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I had a question. Okay, if you fell behind in the credit influence as far as the system and everything that you guys had already had pretty much set up, let's say that I fell behind and everything. How does that go as far as um I forgot what it was every month, like the charging. How does that go? Like if I'm just now able to, like I'm just now picking back up right now where I left off. How
Yeah,
does that
we
go?
don't back charge you or anything like that. You just if you pay your $97, then your system works. If you don't, your system doesn't work.
Okay, because I'm still able to I'm logging in, still able like it doesn't log out or anything. I'm still able to work around with it. But
Hmm.
like how like one like once I get to the point to I guess lunch it or whatever, that's what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say. Will you guys have like something to where it back? Like it charges me all the back pay that I from the time I left off, or how to like that's what I'm asking. I don't know if I'm asking this right.
No, I understand what you're saying. No, we don't. We're not gonna back charge you anything.
So I just update the payment information and it reboots or whatever.
Yeah, once you update your payment information, it's probably gonna charge you $97. And as long as you
Okay.
didn't have like any outstanding text messages, so off the top of my head, I don't think you do, but like I do see sometimes like people have like maybe you guys don't understand, but like the text messaging is like for every I would say every 2,000 texts you send out is $20.
Oh,
So we actually pay that money up front for you guys, and then we charge you like for the fee. So
okay.
I've seen like a couple people where it's like payment failed or whatever, but like we paid for your text messages. So I mean, that's kind of annoying. But to answer your question, if you had like any back text where it's like $10 or something like that, it might charge you for that too.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I never got to that part. I know
Yeah.
I'm gonna still need help getting the number. Uh
Uh-huh.
the number that I need to get through you guys is just for the system, right? It doesn't have nothing to do with my 800 number.
Correct.
Or do I still need to have my 800 number going, right?
Your 800 number is irrelevant to us. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, okay. I mainly have it for funding, so
Correct.
that's
I
what
understand.
I keep it going for that.
If you want to get more funding,
All right, all right. Hey, well, that answers my question. I definitely appreciate taking the time, Mikhail.
absolutely, man. Stay up.
Yes, sir.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. All right. Anybody else have any questions? All right. All right, cool. I'm gonna get out of here then. Hopefully, I'll see you guys at the top, not from the top. And in 2 weeks. Talk to you guys soon.